Handy Hudsonite here. Why does Bluetooth audio have latency issues? What are some ways that we can diagnose it? And is there a silver bullet for solving these latency or lag issues with our Bluetooth audio? I'll get into these right after this. A while back I made a video about Bluetooth latency, and I'll have to admit I didn't know nearly as much about Bluetooth latency as I do now, and I really appreciate all the feedback and the questions on this video that I made before. I never expected it to get so many views as it has and to be so widespread. And I wanted to address some of the questions, some of the issues that I have seen come up from that video, and I also want to talk about Bluetooth audio and how it is something that is far more complicated than we would like it to be, but yet there are ways to diagnose latency issues, audio dropping, and the other problems that can come about through Bluetooth technology. Now, first, when we think about our Bluetooth experience, we have to keep in mind that we are working with devices that are limited to particular Bluetooth technology. If you're using, let's say, AirPods Pro and you're trying to connect it to an iPhone 6, you're going to encounter problems because Bluetooth technology always defers towards the older Bluetooth device, which would be the iPhone 6, which has older Bluetooth technology in it than the AirPods Pro. But if you're using AirPods Pro on a iPhone 11 or soon to be iPhone 12, then you're not going to have near as many issues with it dropping out, and especially with the range. Now, for example, I have AirPods 2nd generation, and when I connect them to my old MacBook Pro, which is a 2011 release, it has a much older technology in it with Bluetooth. The range on it is only about 15 to 20 feet, and then it cuts out. But if I connect it to my iPhone 8 Plus, I get a range of 50 to 75 feet, depending on my environment and what's around me that could possibly block or interfere with that range. Now, with all that said, what if you're having Bluetooth latency problems, dropped calls, dropped audio, maybe garbled audio? You have to consider all the Bluetooth devices that you're using in your room or in your house, and even Wi-Fi, especially the Wi-Fi, the 2.4 gigahertz band, will interfere with your Bluetooth, and you need to take these all into consideration. And not only that, you need to consider the software that you're using it with. If you're using it on your phone, you need to make sure that your phone is updated to the latest software. Your apps are updated to their latest release. You need to also make sure that your headphone device, whether they be AirPods, whether they be Bose or whatever, make sure that they have the latest firmware updated on that device to be able to just ensure that you're going to get the best Bluetooth experience. Now, is it going to be perfect? No, because no Bluetooth experience is perfect, and depending on how far away from the source you generally like to use your Bluetooth device, whether it be headphones or other smart device, that's going to impact it. Now, if you're sitting at your desk all day and you use Bluetooth headphones, they're connected to your phone, which is sitting 2 feet away from you, you're probably not going to experience hardly any problems, especially if it's an audio-only experience. Where it becomes more tricky is with a video experience because of that latency, that lag between what you see with your eyes and what you hear with your ears. Now, the more money that you spend on your headphone device, most of the time will help solve that, because if you have a pair of AirPods, especially 2nd generation or AirPods Pro, those latency issues, as long as you're connected to a newer device, like a newer iPhone and even a newer Android phone, those latency issues are going to be minimal. Now keep in mind too that you could have no latency issues when you're watching a native video on your phone that's stored on your phone, but then when you go to watch YouTube through the YouTube app, there is a slight lag difference. You're using two different platforms. You're using a third-party app versus something that's native to the phone. So the Bluetooth experience is going to be different for each. You need to keep that in mind. Now, I get a lot of questions on my older video about that. Just why do I have this lag? Why do I have that latency? And so many times I respond to that person by saying, you need to do some detective work. You need to find out about your software. You need to find out about the firmware, the different interferences you might have with other Bluetooth devices, how far away from the device you're using it. There are so many different factors. And so is there a silver bullet for solving Bluetooth issues? And generally the answer to that is no. But that doesn't mean that we can't improve them. And we can get closer and closer to minimal to no latency. But that might involve you having to purchase a more expensive headset or a more expensive newer device in order to get over that hurdle. And then when you're using it on your mobile device and switch over to your desktop, laptop, tablet, you could have a completely different experience, and you need to realize that. And I've had hundreds of comments with people asking me about their particular device, and you just need to go in and investigate that, discover what the root of the problem is, and whether that can be handled by making adjustments in the settings or the software, updating the software, or whether you need to upgrade and get a new device. Now, when it comes to earbuds versus a Bluetooth headset, now when I mean a Bluetooth headset, it's a headset that is connected by a wire between the two speakers. Bluetooth earbuds are obviously wireless with each other, and because of the limited codec that we have in Bluetooth right now, the subband codec, the SBC, that codec forces the headphones to only be able to connect to the device, whether it's your phone or your laptop, with one of the earbuds, and then the other earbud connects to the second earbud, not directly to the device. So that in itself is going to create some latency. Now with the new technology, the Bluetooth LE, and be sure to check out that video that I made about what Bluetooth LE is and how that's going to improve things. Bluetooth LE will allow earbuds down the road when that rolls out to connect to your device together, and that's going to drastically improve latency issues because it's going to connect through more channels than just being forced to connect through one. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to listening to your device, depending on your Bluetooth headphones. Now I could go into a lot more depth about Bluetooth, but that's beyond the scope of this video. But I wanted to encourage each and every one of you that you can help improve your Bluetooth experience through a little bit of detective work, adjustment of settings, upgrading of software, firmware, but you will hit a wall based on the device that you're trying to connect to and listen to, and also the headset, the headphones, earbuds that you're using. And there comes a time where you're going to have to fork out the money to upgrade to a better device to get that lower latency, to get the newer technology in both devices. And I want to emphasize again, because I get this question a lot. For example, if you're using Bluetooth 5.1 or 5 headphones and you're connecting to a device that only supports Bluetooth 4, 4.1, 4.2, whatever, it's going to defer to the lower Bluetooth technology for the connection. That's why when I connect my AirPods to my old MacBook, I get that shorter range than if I connect them to my newer iPhone. And so I just wanted to be clear on that. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, because that's how the word will help spread on YouTube. YouTube will promote my video and get it out to more people. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this that give you insight, tips, hacks, and reviews on a number of different subjects, including technology. And make sure to hit the notification bell so that you can get my videos as they go up and get notified right away. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.